do 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 do. There we go. Hello everyone, it's me. I know you're all excited. Dota 2 updated yesterday. I found out like a couple minutes before my stream yesterday, and I went, I do not have time for this today. So I delayed it a day. I did skim it, so it's not complete blind, but these are more for the reactions to things and just visibly seeing than anything else. And I figure I might as well. And my frames are dropping. Life is great. Alright. So this stream is going to suck. Anyway. So. What patch do we have? We have patch 7.39, but we got a little text spiel. Anyway, Dota springs forward, May 22nd, 2025. If you ask people their favorite season, nobody picks spring. Why? Because spring is terrible. It's too warm to ski, too cold to swim, it rains a lot, and there aren't even any free candy monster holidays like you get in the fall. The rain one is horrendously accurate. Like, it has rained, I think, every single day for the past week. Anyway, in fact, the only good thing about spring is Dota's sometimes annual spring update. So the good news is it's here. It's called Spring Forward 2025, and it's pretty great this year. The bad news, this marks the point of spring where there is nothing left to look forward to. Hopefully you can just power Dota your way through the summer. I'll power something my way through the summer, that's for damn sure. But anyway, we have the actual patch. Spring forward, jump into a sun-scented, spring-dappled new Dota with quality of life upgrades, 16 new item sets, and gameplay update 7.39. I'm gonna look at the item sets in, like, after the patch. Like, I'll scroll through, but we'll do basically the QOL upgrades, then the patch, then the items. Anyway, so 7.39 gameplay update. Hero reworks, map terrain changes, new neutral items, and a big old patch list. Heroes Horde is the name of the treasure. 16 new hero sets, including new immortal items, personas, taunts, and more. And then quality of life. Everything from your settings to the store is getting a springtime spit polish. I saw it for like half a second, and I went, good lord. Anyway, quality of life. Every game of Dota just got a little bit better. Focus on your hero. Take the tedium out of shopping with a streamlined store and lots of automation. Team items. Keep track of your teammates' inventories as easily as your own. Check which items they've bought or queued to buy and never accidentally rush into double radiance again. This is extremely helpful. I love that this is a thing. I have had this happen in multiple games. Auto deliver. Customize your courier settings to automatically deliver purchased items and even make a stop at the secret shop along the way. Very fun. Mark for buy. I saw this first in Deadlock, and I thought this is really neat. I like that it's here. Anyway, use Mark for buy to designate shop items to be purchased and delivered as soon as you have enough gold. Enable buyback protection to save some gold for the afterlife. Improve starting item display, which I will do a demo game even though it's physically right here. We've cleaned up the pre-game item grid so it's easier to find what you need without sorting through what you don't. I do like that this is a thing. This is a very good idea. Buyback tooltip. We've improved the visuals of your buyback status so you know at a glance if you have buyback available or even have a surplus to spend. Okay, so I don't know how visible this is, so let's tab quickly. Okay, this is easier. So reliable gold is just gold that is always available when you die. Unreliable is gold that can get lost from death. This is how long you're dead for, your buyback cost, and this dictates if you're available or not. Okay, that is relatively simple to understand. I don't know how to close a tab immediately. Let's just break the whole thing. Okay, perfect. Okay, at least I know the command now. I'm slightly better. I learned something today. Pre-game clarity. See which team you're on and what role you have at a glance on the pre-game screen. I don't know how this functions, because I'm pretty sure this was here, period, end of story. So I don't know if they just made this official or what. Item context menu, we've added control right-click menu for your shop item shortcut. I'm actually going to look at that, like, really quickly. So let's go into a game. This is one of the sets, by the way. I did take a look at them. I'll dictate my opinions. Let's just do bots really quickly. I just don't know what this dictates. Like, at all. So, yeah. We're just going to press a button. Yeah, I have no idea. Like, at all. It's probably more for other things I don't know. Alright. Back to this. Where are we at? We're here. Yes, okay. This one's nice. I really don't know what this dictates. Like, this has been here. Just seems silly. Dota Plus guide. Dota Plus now continuously updates on the fly based on your current build, showing detailed next purchase suggestions and adapting in real time. This is a really neat little thing. It's primarily just this over here, I think. This is a very neat idea. I like this. Communication and clarity. Better ways to coordinate with your team and get important information from the game. New pings. Pings have been refreshed with new visual effects and new sounds to help improve communication. We obviously got to look at those. Let me just get into
Easy now. This stuff is explosive.
the demo. Really quickly. Hurry up.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Bing. So we have on my way, caution, enemy ward, friendly ward, warning, and attack. Though there are extra icons, so I don't know where those are. This is a spoiler, by the way. Oh! That's what it is. Alright, we'll get to this in a second. But they all have icons. Oh. Oh, they have actual... They have different sound effects, too. That's actually a really big deal. I like that a lot. Alright. This is neat. Does it actually dictate? Yeah, it does. It does say new sounds. I didn't see that properly. Item pickup effects. When a teammate snags an important item like the Aegis of the Immortal or Refresher Shard, that item icon will briefly display above their hero for everyone to see. Does it actually? Gem. Yep. Alright. Conceptually, that's quite neat. It helps with hectic team fights is one of the basic things. I think that's mainly why they did it. I need to go here. Alright, minimap, route display. Pinging on my way displays the hero's estimated travel path on the minimap. Really? I'm not alt-tabbing again, but... Oh, wait, on my way. Oh, it does. That's so neat. I think it dictates shortest path possible. That's so helpful, actually. Status labels. The overhead status system has been expanded to include a wider spectrum of hero states, including ethereal, doomed, untargetable, teleporting, channeling, and more. Very cool. Very nice. Improved voice chat quality. Pings are great, but sometimes it's best to use your voice, which now sounds better than ever before. I cannot do anything about that, so. But it's good that it's a thing. Power and control. Any option you could dream of has probably been in the game for years, hidden in a submenu of a submenu. Not anymore. The settings have been reorganized for clarity and even better are now fully searchable. New settings UI. We've made the settings more accessible with a cleaner layout and better organization to help you find what you need faster. Saw that. Search settings. Searchable settings menu makes it easier than ever to customize your bindings and play the game your way. That's so good, actually. I barely looked at this. This is just me properly reading. Discover new settings. New settings are now clearly marked so you can easily find and toggle new features. I will look at this, even though we already saw it. Chat wheel and ping refresh. After years of buried menus and confusing UI, your chat wheel is finally easy to find, easier to use, and even easier to customize. Manage in-game notifications. Save precious space on the right side of your screen and get only the notifications you want. Oh, that's so good. Okay, we'll look at that before I look at ability draft. I want to really... So if I do ping... Cool! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh! Okay, you can dictate, like, what you want the normal ones to be. Alright. We have assist. Take that. Heart. Sure, what are those? That's so stupid. It's like, hey, help me, I'm dying. Take defend. You can switch them around. Alright. This is neat. I like this a lot. Okay, so... Got that. Courier auto deliver automatically delivers items to your hero and navigate to the secret shop. Oh. Oh, here it is. Enabled for turbo. Okay. Use speed burst off cooldown will not deliver while your hero is invisible. Yes, please. Auto deliver can be toggled in game via courier delivery bar. Really? Oh. Okay. Neat. What else you got? Okay, I saw that. Choose which notifications appear in game. Oh, this one. Purchases, picks up key items, makes progress on a relic. No. Crafts neutral item, gains a talent, steals a spell. Your courier left a fountain. Okay. I'll keep that one. This is like, who cares? This is probably important. These are probably more important. This one's like, who cares? This one is also probably pretty good. Curious how that looks. Ah, okay. That's pretty basic. Thank you, Okami. You'll get your game soon. Alright, that one's neat. I'll leave it blank for now, but I'll actually leave it up too. Mark for buy. Quick buy items are auto-purchased when you have enough gold. Items added to quick buy are marked for buy. Right-clicking secret shop items from the shop will prepare them to quick buy as marked for buy. Right-clicking on unpurchasable quick buy items will mark them for buy. Oh. Okay, that's not working the way I thought it would.
Over there.
Okay, this is that, so let's look at this.
Radius.
Okay, that's cool. I'm assuming it's just all the aura items.
Assault cuirass.
Boss, that's not gonna fit on you.
Seems to be the case. What about rapier? It does! Does it change when I switch? It don't! Boo! That's kind of sucky. Alright, figured I'd check. This is not working the way I thought. It doesn't help that I'm in this. I have to actually go into a real game, which is, I think, what sucks. I'll get to... We'll see the rest of that in a bit. I'll leave that up here. Channeling structures required hold cancel. What is this? It's something I didn't read yet. Okay, well, let's get back to this and keep on reading. There we are. Okay. Ability draft. Spring Forward introduces a game changer of an update to ability draft. Hero drafting. Hey, there we go. This and a few other... Why can't I... Stupid. This and a few other new mechanics, along with a bunch of bug fixes, all help to give ability draft a much-needed refresh. Huh. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which is how it worked in the first place. Okay. Hero drafting. Now you don't just draft abilities, you draft the base hero that wield them. Heroes are picked at any time during the draft, so the choice between that OP ability or a strong base hero and their innate isn't just strategic, it's a gamble that can make all the difference. So you do keep the innate, which makes sense. Facet support. As you draft, your hero card will display available facets based on your drafted abilities and hero. Choose which facet to play with to give your build an extra edge. And massive cleanup in addition to fixing bugs and improving... I'm redoing your thingy. Performance. We've updated the under the hood systems to make future gameplay updates smoother and less likely to break when Dota itself changes. Good. Actually needed. This was like one of the most complicated game modes. Am I in a cornucopia of other stuff? Cornucopias are usually associated with the fall harvest, but among the many in-game improvements we made, we're also fixing things in the real world. Harvests now come in the spring, so you don't have to plan anything, plus all this other stuff. Performance. Faster startup, quicker load times, and smoother in-game performance with higher FPS. Hard to see that with an SSD. Improved post-game and spectator graphs. New player damage graph, better detail, and clearer tooltips. Key moments are highlighted so you can instantly jump to them during replay. Arcana MVP backgrounds. The MVP screen now includes Arcana and Persona backgrounds for any heroes worthy of the honor. Dead neutral creeps visual glitch. We fixed it! It only took 13 years. Vector targeting snapping improvements. Vector target abilities like Marcy's rebound now snap more reliably to help prevent misclicks during fights. That's very important, actually. It's extremely important. Oh, God. Alright, improvements general. You can now queue for a game while spectating. Re-enable the teammates tab under profile match history. Games that are safe to leave no longer make you wait 5 seconds before you can abandon. Turbo AFK timer decreased from 5 to 3 minutes. That's fair. The scoreboard now shows Aghanim Scepter and Shard status for teammates and enemies updating while they are in vision. Really? I don't know how that looks. Get out of here. Okay, so it's up here. What? Scoreboard. Oh. No, wrong button. That. Scoreboard. Oh!
Everything's better with Scepter.
And it's bugged currently because I'm in demo. And it's just done like that. Okay, if I add another hero... enemy... Oh, that's so sick. You can actually look at them, too. The talent trees being in here as well is actually really nice, too. How dare you? Oh, it's not radiance. Oops. Go over there.
Ouch.
Yeah, shut up. Let me just delete you.
I'll see myself out.
And reset you.
I'm the brains.
And I'm the brawn.
And I'm the brawn. Okay. So, that's cool, honestly. That's really neat. I like that a lot. Next up, we have... updated the attack damage icon in the breakdown section of the scoreboard, which also indicates that the hero is melee ranged. Okay. Ping enemy Aegis now shows the time remaining. That's so good. That's so helpful, actually. Now you can just, like, have an indication. Mousing over abilities with long cast ranges now shows the cast range on the minimap. Really? Does that count with blink?
We're gonna have some fun with this.
Oh, that's so cool! That's actually amazing. I love that. That's so neat. I don't know how viewable that is, but it does show a little circle. That's so cool. It does take a second, though. That's, like, the only sucky thing about it, but otherwise, that's a really neat change. Next. Battle report animations can now be skipped by clicking. Add a spectator view that shows the facets of all heroes. That's good. Added a new global sound effect when Tormentor dies. Good. When right-clicking in vulnerable outpost, move to it instead of doing nothing. Good. Because that was really annoying. Auto-select summon units option no longer selects Roshan's Banner, Broodmother's Webs, Wraith King Skeletons, Techie's Mines, and Undying Tombstone. Makes sense completely. Makes sense completely. Makes some sense, you know, that completely these all make sense, basically, because you can't do anything with them anyway. The top bar day-night icon now shows Phoenix, Luna, and Night Stalker during their ultimate. That's good. That makes sense. Adding a new button to play minigames that's visible when queuing for a game. Really? Okay. What minigames? Unit selection rings now also show the facing direction of a unit. Oh, really? Did I not notice that?
You've got it.
Unit selection rings.
It is all one. Like those odds, do you?
Oh, it's so barely there.
Always.
Okay, here. You can barely see it. Let me zoom in. Like, it's there. And then here, because I'm on Oracle. Now, if I go here, it shows. It's really hard to see. I don't blame myself now for not seeing that. That's actually really nice, though. Added effect for Gleipnir when cast without any valid targets. Oh, of course, I now have to look at that. God damn it. Eh. Where you at? Where you at? How do you make this stupid thing again? I don't play this game. Thank you.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Let me free spell. Does it have a sound effect?
Oh no. You're shaking my broom.
Okay. I feel like it should at least have like a... It'd be nice if it maybe had a fizzle effect. You know. Okay. That's really neat, though. I like that. At least it tells you, hey, you're an idiot. Add a new effect when switching power tread attributes. Add a new particle effect for Darkseer's Angrendize. Scanning an area now has an in-world particle effect. Alright, I'll look at all three of these at once. I decided to actually, like, not be an idiot. Okay, power treads. Oh, it's very minor. That's fair. Where's the pin? I mean... Yeah. At least it pulses. Alright, and then Darkseer Agrina. I don't even know what that is. I never play this game anymore.
From the land behind them.
When Darkseer levels up. Oh, okay.
A move to my advantage. Sighted. Battle is a spring rain. It fills shallow graves. Attack!
Huh. Okay. Sure, why not? Weird. But fair. Weird but fair, that's the best way to explain it. And I am... The tooltip... Modifier tooltip on Outpost now explains how to make them capturable. Okay, can't do that in this. If you meet a team during a match, they now remain muted in the post-game lobby. I think that's supposed to say teammate, but that's good. Gyrocop Side Gunner now has a customization slot. Hooray! That is how they sell pretty hats. I'm actually really happy about that. I'm curious what people are going to do with it now. Added an animation onto the post-game graph tooltip to show what direction heroes go up and down as the tooltip moves around. Okay. Heroes affected by Ricky's upgraded smokescreen now have a unique effect and a status label above their health bars indicating that they are untargetable by allies. Units affected by Bloodseeker's Rupture now have an overhead effect indicating the remaining duration of Rupture. Added a new setting named Channeling Structures. Requires hold stop to change. If moving or casting an ability will cancel channels with structures in the world. This applies to Watcher's Towers, Twin Gates, and Underlord's Fiend's Gate. Okay. Look at these. So let's get a Ricky enemy.
I see where this road ends.
I might as well make myself a Bloodseeker. Stop it. Get out of here.
If not now, when?
Whoa, and he's gone. It's the shard, isn't it? There, now you can see him. It said shard, right? No one can see what I'm doing. There we go. Upgraded smoke screen. There we go. It was. Shard.
I sprint.
Okay, I see that visual. That is a really fun visual. I like that a lot. Yeah, get whacked, idiot. Haha, die! Okay. That one's neat. I like that one. Alright, finally got that done. Bug fixes general. Fix being unable to push to talk voice chat sometimes during the hero pick phase, strategy phase, and versus screen intro. Fixed alt casting ability very quickly, not always doing the alt cast version of the ability due to latency. Fix some issues with input when playing Dota with a tablet pen. Who the F does that? What? Fix Dota map intro animation starting 1 frame after loading into a map. Fix camera being set to the center of the map instead of your hero spawn location at start of game. Fix being able to accidentally select multiple units when double-clicking a unit, even if one of those clicks was a spell cast. Fix scrubbing to a time and a replay being inaccurate when crossing game pause boundaries. Fix Wraith King Arcana Throne sometimes failing to appear. Fix spectator bug where neutral item slot always shows an item available. Fix scan icon being grayed out when it has charges. Fixed more than one scan effect on the minimap, failing to draw both at once. Fix the minimap indicator not updating position when teleporting to a unit. Fix crash and mid-game progression tutorial. Fixed animation bug with Dry Ranger's sidestep facet where she would slide on the ground. Boo. That just seems funny, honestly. Actually, wait, does she... you.
Way ahead of you.
I can't tell.
To battle.
Okay, I see her moving her legs. Okay. I guess it was just her actually sliding. I get it. It's just a nice visual improvement. Alright, where am I? You. Fix courier being able to take bottles that contain a power rune when the bottle is marked for sale. That's silly. Thank God. Fix Wraith King's attack cleave appearing as broken text in combat log. Sorry. Fix being unable to see the sale price of an item in the backpack. That is good. That's actually... I can't believe that was a thing. Fixed outdated Roshan entry in the glossary. Fixed mark for buy state not updating correctly for some item purchase cases. Fixed Dota Plus damage breakdown number showing incorrect results for summoned units. Fixed being able to tell if an enemy in fog has used their smoke of deceit by dragging your own smoke of deceit, selecting the enemy from the top bar, then dropping yours in the world. That's stupid. I think there was a tournament that was that as an issue where people were doing that. Fix teleporting to the wrong unit when using Boots of Travel on a minimap while there's a unit hovered behind the minimap. Okay. Fix default... Oh, wait, no, that makes sense. That's actually AIDS. Thank God they fixed that. Fix default hero icon being used on a minimap when a player has an Arcana or Persona equipped and they teleport. That's fair. Fix showing error text when you don't have a hero selected in the pregame. Fixed arcane boots buff, sometimes not showing an icon for the Basilius aura. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was silly. Fixed where the post-game graph could include data from the pregame phase. Fixed lore text not appearing on neutral item tooltips. Fixed op center hero name text when banning heroes before a turbo game. Fixed ability and item tooltips not updating properly when the hovered ability or item is updated or removed when the tooltip is showing. Dota plus hero relics. Chen kills up their holy persuasion. Teleports now tracks divine favor teleports. Dazzle damage and healing from bad GG replaced with healing during Nothel projection. Tinker heat-seeking missile double kills replaced with damage done with March of the Machines. Bristleback 3 hero nasal goo replaced with 3 hero hairballs. Okay. God, that's so funny. like just seeing hairballs, and it's like he's a pig. Marcy Sidekick Life Steal replaced with Bodyguard attacks. Gyrocopter fixed Side Gunner damage. Spirit Breaker fixed long distance charges. Venomancer 3-hero Poison Novas replaced with 2-hero Noxious Plague Spread. Venomancer Nova Gale combos replaced with Septic Shock attacks with 5 or more debuffs. Okay, Venomancer... Oh god, there's so many for Veno. Jesus. Veno Lifetime Poison Nova damage replaced with Lifetime Noxious Plague damage. TA fixed Refraction damage absorbed. Warlock fixed Golem kills. Axe fixed enemies called. Silencer fixed Intelligence stolen. Fixed Solar Crest leading to kills to track if a buffed ally gets a kill. Adjust Meteor Hammers leading to kills to be more attainable. Morphling Ethereal Blade leading to kills replaced with Life stolen. Morphling Ethereal Blade Adaptive Strike combos replaced with time spent at max attribute. Morphling Max Adaptive Strike stuns renamed to Max Adaptive Strike knockback. Tooltips. And then we actually get into the more important stuff. Fixed Oracle's Fortune's End tooltip to correctly claim the root duration is proportional to the channel duration not equal. Oh. Fixed Techie's Blast Off tooltip details incorrectly showing self-damage as a percentage of max health instead of current health. Fixed Mara's Spear of Mara Shard tooltip missing the string heroes. Fixed Pango's Swashbuckle tooltip not showing its alt note. Fixed Winter Wyvern Splinter Blast tooltip not showing its slow duration. Added buff duration to Monkey King's Jenga Mastery tooltip. Reworded Meepo's Divided We Stand tooltip to clarify that Meepo can only use one boot active. Updated Nyx Assassin's tooltips replacing erroneous instances of Nyx with Nyx Assassin. Fair. Fixed Lycan Summon Wolves tooltip not showing their alt notes correctly. That's good. Removed outdated Lycan Shapeshift tooltip alt note saying it changes collision size. Fixed Lycan Spirit Wolves modifier tooltip not showing their bonus damage correctly, referring to the old name of the facet as well. Fixed Medusa's Stone Gaze modifier tooltip not showing the correct speed reduction. Fixed Magnus's Empower buff modifier, missing some text with the Eternal Empowerment facet. Okay, good. Got that done. And Spring 2025 Treasure Heroes Horde. Step into the season with 16 new hero sets, including Immortal items, Personas, Thoughts, and more. Bye, we're not doing that yet. Gameplay update 7.39. After the Wandering Waters update sent massive upheaval surging across the map, today's patch responds to the ripple effects introduced about F5 changes. Hero highlights. A few heroes got some much needed tweaks and a whole host of facets, innates, Aghanim Scepters, and Aghanim Shards got major reworks. New facets on heroes. We're not going to read these. I'll read them when I go farther down, but this is kind of a visual aid on what they are. So let's just wait here for a bit. Okay. There. So this is Clockworks. I just realized that's the goddamn meme. This is Nature's Profit. What the F is that? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I've read it, okay? It's so stupid. But this one's neat. By... Haha, Mischief. Okay. Map highlights. We made a number of small but meaningful adjustments to the playable map each aimed at improving flow, balance, and clarity. So, bottom lane, tier 1 tower, before and after. This is such a huge improvement compared to, like, this, honestly. It's definitely more open. The tower got moved a little bit down. There's a couple of juke paths now. All in all, I really like the position of the camp, personally. Mid Radiant Tier 2 got huge changes. Now there's 2 ways to get up. There's actually 3. You got one over here, 2, 3, compared to 1, 2. So it's less threatening up here now. You got... The tower got big chunk of movement. It's also less funky over here with the pathway placement. This one got big impacting change, I would say. This is mid tier 1 tower for Radiant. Pathways got moved up slightly. This pathway here got thinned out. A couple less trees as well. Although it's more just, I think the trees that were kind of sporadic here just moved over here. So yeah. Then we have the ancient... Well, it's the Radiant near Roche Pit, like their top jungle area. So this kind of got divided and removed. This got pushed back, this stair here. I think Roshan's pit got wider? It looks that. Here is the Lotus Pool, which got pushed forward. Compared to here, we also got the statue now. Look at him. He's a statue just embedded in the ground like some weirdo. But then the big one is, instead of having like one pathway that's wide, you have like two wonky pathways, and the creep path is a little funkier. Slightly more open up here as well, I think. This one's a big change, I would say. And then I have it kind of similar over here, although it's just kind of more a repeat. It moved up a smidge. I don't know if there's any other changes to the map, by the way. They kind of made this a bit cleaner here as well. So that's that. Alright. Neutral item highlights. We brought back some old favorites and rotated out some not favorites with 8 new and 4 returning neutral artifacts. So here are the new ones. Dormant Curio. Hidden potential neutral artifacts you craft while holding a Dormant Curio have their potency increased by 30%. Okay. I don't know what that means. Cobalt Cup. Active 1 for the road. Increases movement speed of all allied units in a radius around the caster. Sister Shroud. Passive Veiled. When falling below 50% health gain evasion for 8 seconds. I'll give these proper readings later. While active, dodging an attack decreases the evasion bonus by 75% of its current value. I don't know what this means. I'm assuming it goes to 200, then 150, and then from there, but I have no idea, honestly. Passive Last Caress. Veiled cooldown is only reset if the wearer dies or kills an enemy hero. Okay. GD Pollen Bag. Tier 3 neutral. These are all tier 1s. I should have read that. Health Restoration loss. Okay. And max health damage. Huh. Active Pollinate. Spreads pollen on all nearby enemy units, decreasing their health restoration and dealing damage over time based on their max health. Interesting. Dozen Bloodright. Blood Invocation. Spells have 15% larger AoE, but now additionally cost health equal to 35% of their mana cost. AoE is a rare thing in the game right now, so I like stuff that affects it. So I'm fine with this, I think. The health cost can suck because it's going to be primarily on casters who generally will have probably lower health than normal, but what can you do? Giant Small. Crushing Blow. Empowers the next attack to be a critical hit. Hitting an enemy with an empowered attack temporarily decreases their movement speed, attack speed, and cast speed. That's pretty good, honestly. I don't know about tier 4 good, but... Outworld Staff, tier 4, Self-Exile. Removes the caster from the world for 0.7 seconds, making them invulnerable and disabled. When returning to the world, the caster takes 5% of their max health as damage. And then Divine Regalia, tier 5, Passive Exalted. Increases outgoing damage by 20%. Dying permanently disables this neutral item and the current enchantment is lost. So a Divine Rapier, but as a neutral item. Okay. Patch notes. Alright, general. Tormentor first spawn time increased from 15 to 20. Okay, so now shards are the only thing you gotta worry about. Tormentor Unyielding Shield based barrier decreased from 2100 to 2000. Tormentor Unyielding Shield barrier regeneration gain per minute of game time decreased from 5 to 3.5. At 20 minutes, barrier decreased from 2500 plus 140 regen to 2400 plus 110. At 40, it went from 2900 plus 240 regen to 2800 plus 180 regen. So basically, I wanted a drink. Sorry. it's squishier. It's probably better the farther the game goes, but that's how this works. Alright, Roshan Slam. Hero duration increased from 2 to 4 seconds. Non-hero duration increased from 4 to 8. Okay, that's doubling. That's pretty big. Roar Retribution. Incoming damage buff duration increased from 8 to 12 seconds. Health trigger threshold increased from 80 to 85%. Roar Retribution now casts even if Roshan is silenced or stunned. Gives Roshan a strong dispel on cast. Okay. Also triggers a message visible to everyone similar to when Roshan's banner is planted. Huh. Strengthen the Immortal. Armor bonus per minute increased from 0.375 to 0.4. Attack damage bonus per minute increased from 6 to 7. Okay, so he's tankier. His slam is better. His roar is stronger. Alright. Terrain changes. Oh god, there's a lot. Radiant Safe Lane Pull Camp has been moved to the north and trees added above it. Many trees have been moved and adjusted in the Radiant Safe Lane Pull area. The top Radiant Tier 2 and the cliff to the right have been shifted to the west slightly. The Radiant Triangle ramp leading behind the top Radiant Tier 2 has been shifted north. The ramps on the east side of the Radiant Triangle have been shifted to the north and east, and trees around them subsequently adjusted. The ramp has been added leading from the Radiant Triangle to behind the middle Radiant Tier 2. The middle Radiant Tier 2 tower has been shifted away from the triangle, and trees around it have been adjusted. A juke path has been added to the trees east of the Radiant's mid-tier 2 tower. Radiant mid-tier 2 tower. The northern cliff edge ramps and hard ancient camps of the Radiant Triangle have been moved slightly southwest. The cliff to the southwest near the ramp to Radiant Mid Lane and the river has been slightly reduced in size. The ramp directly south of the bottom Roshan pit has been moved north slightly. Path has been added to the closest to the dire bottom tier 1 tower from the lane to the lotus pool. Several trees have been added and adjusted near the dire mid-tier 2 tower. Several trees between the two neutral camps on the easternmost region of the dire side have been removed. Dire bounty rune has been moved slightly to the east. Oh, they don't even show all of this. What? There was only 6. How dare you? Stupid. I was here. Ramp leading from the dire triangle area to the river and bottom Roshan pit has been slightly moved slightly north and simplified to remove 2 small unpathable ledges. That's silly. Didn't even know that was a thing. Dire Triangle Watcher has been moved slightly to the north. The bottom lane Lotus Pool has been moved to the north and to the west, and many of the tree paths have been adjusted. The top lane bonus pool is slightly to the north. Some of the tree paths have been adjusted. The top Roshan pit has been adjusted to be closer to the center of the Radiant Dire cliff sides. The bottom Roshan pit has been moved northwest slightly towards the middle of the map. Bottom Roshan pit has been slightly rotated to face more towards the middle of the map. Dead spot has been fixed in the bottom Roshan pit. Not sure what that means. Flooded camps and main jungles near the bounty runes have had their pull timers reduced. I don't remember if that's good or bad. Watchers now can't be activated before the start of the game. Good. No longer display the green AoE ring potential vision when hovering sentry and observer wards. Ah. Now only display the potential vision areas when holding Alt. Okay. General changes. Lifesteal Amp and Spell Lifesteal Amp have been removed and a new umbrella stat has been created in their place. Health Restoration. Provides a percentage increase to the health gain from Lifesteal, Spell Lifesteal, and Health Regeneration. Also decreases those values when negative. It can go negative. Positive and negative sources of health restoration stack diminishingly with each other. Stacking diminishingly is the same behavior as evasion and magic resistance. Given n sources of positive health restoration, the final value will be calculated as 1 minus parentheses 1 minus n0 multiplied by parentheses 1 minus n. You get the idea. For example, if you have a Sange, 16%, and a tier 4 neutral item with a crude enchantment, 20%, your total health restoration would be 1, blah, 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 32.8%. In other words, multiple smaller sources are less effective than one single large source. Negative sources of health regeneration are stacked the same way, and then the positive and negative are added together for your final health restoration. Health restoration cannot go lower than minus 100 and cannot go higher than 100. So basically, negative to 0 and double. Sources of heal amplification now stack additively with each other instead of diminishingly. This includes both incoming heal amp and outgoing heal amp. Heal amp cannot go lower than minus 100 and has no upper limit. Effects that root and disarm are now considered bind effects and will have the status effect bound overhead. Example, Crystal Maiden's Frostbite. Okay. Huh. It just got to items and it's only been 45 minutes. Blink Dagger, Blink it no longer has an overshoot range, and then it's the same for all these. So, basically, if you went too far with the Blink, it would be considered an overshoot, and you would actually have a smaller Blink. It has gotten less... Yes, this has been a thing for, like, over a decade of Dota. It's been less of an issue with all the tooltip stuff, and they just removed it because, honestly, it's kind of a stupid thing to begin with. Because it is. Like, let's face it, it is. Kaya no longer provides spell lifesteal amp. Mana regen amp bonus decreased from 50 to 40%. Oh, it doesn't get it back. No longer lifesteal amp, no longer lifesteal amp. Mana regen amp bonus decreased. Okay. Sanj. Was 20% lifesteal and health regen amps replaced with 16% health restoration. And then Abyssal Blade is lifesteal and health regen replaced with health restoration with 20% health restoration. Sanj and Yasha has the 20% health restoration and status resistance bonus decreased from 20 to 15%. Okay, let's talk about this. Losing Kaya for casters sucks, but most of them would generally not build this unless you had a reason. And to explain why, Yasha and Kaya gives cast speed, which is nice, but Kaya and Sanj gives mana cost and mana loss reductions, while also giving, you know, what was health amp. Strength is a more valuable stat on casters, gave slow resistance, so yeah. Generally speaking, it kind of makes sense. It's a nerf to Kaya, definitely. Kaya got nerfed in general. But that's probably why this got made in the first place. So that's that one. Kaya and Sanj, health restoration, we know that. Orb of Frost, cost increased from 250 to 300. Frost, instead of reducing blah 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 blah, now reduces health restoration by 13%. Frost's slow and health restoration reduction no longer stack with Orb of Corrosion and Eye of Scotty. That's fair. I'm fine with that. Orb of Corrosion, an extra 50 gold on its total cost because of Orb of Frost. All this now just turned into health reduces health restoration by 16%. Doesn't stack. That's fine. Eye of Scotty recipe change. Now requires a second ultimate orb instead of point booster. No longer requires a 1050 gold recipe. Total cost increased from 5300 to 5900. No longer provides 250 health and 250 mana. All attribute bonus increased from 22 to 35. Jesus. Cold attack, instead of reducing healing, blah, 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 now reduces health restoration and heal amplification by 40%. Okay, this affects healing amp, too. That's pretty big. Oh, it also did healing. Okay, that's fair. And slow and health restoration doesn't stack. What does it need now? 2 orbs and eye? Yes, 2 ultimate orbs and an orb of frost. Alright. 35 to all stats is insane. It really is. Like, Universal Heroes don't have as much amp now, but still, that's 30... I can actually mouse it over it right now. There we go. I can. Okay. It's 420 mana, 1.75 mana regeneration, 3.5% magic resistance, 5.83 armor, 35 attack speed, 35 damage no matter what, 770 health, and 3.5 health regeneration. That is a lot in one item. Plus you have the slowing and the health restoration and incoming healing. It's a very scary item now. Even if the health loss has been lowered. And even then, I don't actually think it is. I think you have just more of both stats. Or at the very least, I think you have more overall health. Or it's about the same, and then mana got nerfed a bit. But still, yeah. Shiva's Guard, Freezing Aura, blah blah blah, reduces health restoration and heal amp by 25%. Fair. Next. Bloodstone, Blood Pack cooldown decreased from 35 to 30 seconds. Okay. What does that do again? I mean, it's better that it's spammy. Oh, okay, they just lowered the caster's satanic cooldown. That's fine. Eternal Shroud, Shroud mana restoration increased from 20 to 25%. Please use me. Because everybody buys Glimmer Cape, which got nerfed, sort of. Helm of the Dominator recipe change. Now requires crown instead of diadem. Recipe cost increased from 650 to 1125. Total cost decreased from 2625 to 2550. Okay, so it did get slightly cheaper. Stats unchanged. Helm of the Overlord. Total cost decreased from 5725 to 5650. Glimmer Cape magic resistance bonus decreased from 25 to 20%, but the Glimmer Barrier increased from 300 to 375. So, kind of okay. Holy Locket, Holy Blessing, Heal Amp decreased from 25 to 15%. Ouch. Actually. Lincoln Spear, Health Regen bonus increased from 6 to 6.5. Phylactery Power Spell cooldown decreased from 12 seconds to 10 seconds. Conda recipe cost decreased from 1500 to 1300. Total cost decreased from 5900 to 5700. Buffed. Rod of Atos intelligence bonus decreased from 15 to 12. People are stupid. Cripple mana cost increased from 50 to 100. That is fair. And then same int nerf on Gleipnir, and the mana cost has been up by 50. Roots in general are really good. As much as it sucks, I get it. Talisman of Evasion and Radiance. Evasion bonus decreased from 20 to 15%. Ow. Urn of Shadows. Recipe changed. Now requires Circlet instead of Fluffy Hat. Ooh. Recipe cost increased from 280 to 320. Total cost decreased from 880 to 825. No longer provides 125 health. Now provides +2 all attribute. That's a big nerf. Good lord. At least I think so. Like, yeah, you get mana, but that's a lot of health loss, especially on what is a support item. Spirit Vessel recipe change. Now requires Diadem instead of Vitality Booster. Recipe cost unchanged. Total cost are decreased from 2780 to 2725 due to Urn of Shadows change. No longer provides 375 health. Now provides +10 all attributes. How much does Diadem give? Isn't that 10 across the board? Oh, it's 6. Oh. I thought it was 10. I'm stupid. That's... Okay. I'm just dumb. Okay. I'm just an idiot. So release when cast on enemy instead of reducing, blah 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 blah. Now reduces health restoration and heal amp by 70%. Oh, it did affect healing. So yeah. Most of this is just like, it just got changed to the new version, didn't really get nerfed. Vladimir's Offering, armor bonus decreased from 2 to 1, nerfed. Get destroyed. Neutral item updates, artifact changes, Orb of Destruction, gone, Pig Pole, gone, Trusty Shovel, gone, Chipped Vest returning as a tier 1 neutral, passive Chipper, every time you are attacked you return 30 damage to heroes and 20 damage to creeps. I want to talk about these quickly. I know Llama's going to be pissed as all sin that this is gone. And then carry-wise, it sucks that this is gone, because I think that was like one of the better neutrals tier 1. Oh no, there was Spark of Courage, which was free damage. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna look at the other ones outside of like the later tiers. Dormant Curio, new tier 1 neutral, passive, hidden potential. Neutral artifact you choose while holding Dormant Curio will have 30% increased potency. Provides an unleashed enchantment which improves some stats of the next non-curio artifact that you'll choose while crafting. Improved stats will have a special icon in the description to indicate that it is improved by Dormant Curio. All improvements will be listed in the summary under each item section. Okay. This enchantment is tied to the next non-curio artifact you select. It will be saved as long as you keep the upgraded artifact. Selecting a new one will make you lose the unleashed enchantment. This enchantment can't be retained with Techie Spoon Stash Facet. That's fair because, yeah. Cobalt Cup. Tier 1 neutral, active, 1 for the road, increases movement speed of allies within 1,000 units by 10% for 6 seconds. Mana cost 40, cooldown 40. So, I legit thought that this was just a flat 10, which I know is stupid, but it doesn't say a percent symbol. Okay, there's a percent symbol here, there's not one here. That's a problem. Okay, that's, like, I really had to, like, actively look for it, because a flat 10 movement speed is nothing. Most heroes start around, when the average is, I think, 310. Tier 1 neutral. Whenever your health falls below 50%, you gain a plus 200% evasion bonus for 8 seconds. Yeah. 8 seconds. Each attack negated by evasion reduces evasion bonus to 0.25 times of its current value. Oh. As a result, the effect will provide 250, 12.5, 3.125, 0.78% evasion after 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 evaded attacks. Triggers only from damage by player-controlled sources and Roshan. Did I read this wrong? Decreases the evasion bonus by 75% of its current. Okay, I'm just an idiot and read it wrong. This one kind of sucks. Passive Last Caress. Veiled cooldown is only reset if the wearer dies or kills an enemy hero. This saves you for like 1, maybe 2, possibly 3 attacks, and then it's just complete garbage after the fact. Like, it's 1 guaranteed always, 2 theoretically. At the bare minimum, it's 3 hits over 8 seconds. That's all it is. Because after that, it's like 3% chance to dodge. So, Gossamer Cape, gone. Iron Talon, destroyed. Get out of here. Brigand's Blade, Dormant Curio, increased Dark Mercy's damage per increment from 3 to 3.9. Essence Ring, Cure, increases life essence health gain from 240 to 312. Oh god. Mana Drought, moved from Tier 1 to Tier 2. Bottoms up, base mana restored increased from 30 to 60. Dormant Cure increases max mana restored from 4 to 5.2%. Poor Man Shield, returning as a Tier 2 neutral. It's been 200 years. Passive Damage Block grants 50% chance to block 30 damage from attacks on melee wielders or 20 damage on range. Chance to proc increased to 100% against hero attacks. Dormant Curio increases damage block from 30-20 to 39-26. Okay. Searing Signet, Dormant Curio increases burn through's total damage from 72 to 93.6. Tumbler's Toy, jump distance from 300 to 390. Nemesis Curse, gone. Ninja Gear, gone. That's actually insane. Gale Guard, Dormant Curio, Cyclone Shield Barrier goes from 250 to 325. Gunpowder Gauntlet, Dormant Curio, has bonus magic damage increased from 120 to 156. Jitty Pollen Bag, new Tier 3 neutral. Active Pollinate, spread pollen on enemies within 700 units, decreasing their health restoration by 20% for 12 seconds, and dealing 12% of the target's max health as damage over the duration. Damage interval every second, no mana cost, 45-second cooldown. Dormant Curio increases max health damage from 12 to 15.6%. Damage is non-lethal and classified as HP loss, so it doesn't break blink. Okay. Probably overall not bad, but I need to see the other Tier 3s to compete. Psychic Headband, returning as Tier 3 neutral. Active Psychic Push, pushes the target enemy away 400 distance. Cast range 600, no mana cost, 20-second cooldown. Dormant Curio increases push distance from 400 to 520. Serrated Shiv, Dormant Curio, got him current health as damage from 8% to 10.4%. Roshan's damage increased from 200 to 260 for the Curio. Whisper of the Dread, Curio increases Tunnel Vision's bonus spell damage from 10 to 13%. Ceremonial Robe, gone. Sucks. Mindbreaker, gone. Actually pretty big. Ogre Seal Totem, gone. Crippling Crossbow, Hobble 40% healing, blah blah blah. Just now restoration stat, same numbers. Dormant Curio causes health duration reduction go from 40 to 52%. Dozen Bloodright, Blood Invocation increases spell AoE by 15%, but spells now also cost health equal to 35% of their mana cost. I'm actually curious if that updates properly, so let's find out. Where are you at? Okay, it does actually show the health numbers. That's good. That was what I was afraid of. Dormant Curio, AoE bonus from 15 to 19.5%. Giant's Maul, new Tier 4 neutral. Crushing Blow, your next attack is a critical strike that deals 150% of your attack's regular damage. Hitting an enemy with an empowered strike weakens them, decreasing their movement speed by 10%, attack speed by 15%, and cast speed by 20% for 4 seconds. No mana cost, cooldown 15 seconds. I think this is just the new Mindbreaker, because it's like, it does an attack that does extra damage and causes debuff. I don't know though. Dormant Curio increases critical damage from 150 to 195%. Affecting cast speed, though, is very rare, so it's actually kind of a neat item. Magnifying Monocle. Dormant Curio increases Keen Eye's bonus cast range from 125 to 162.5 and bonus attack range from 100 to 130. Outworld Staff. Tier 4 neutral. Self-exile removes the caster from the world, making them invulnerable and disabled for 0.7 seconds. Caster loses 5% of the max health on return. This damage is not lethal, but it mutes Blink Dagger and similar item effects after the effect. Mana cost 40, cooldown 30 seconds. Tranquil Boots are not muted on this self-damage. Dormant Curio increases duration from 0.7 to 0.91 seconds. Hypothetically a nerf depending on the game. Ferric Cloak. Retribution's reflected damage increases from 75 to 97.5% under Dormant Curio. Let me read. That's a really good one, honestly. This is like the best Dormant Curio, I think, in the game. Just practically take all the damage you deal. Magic Lamp, gone. Pirate Hat, gone. No more free money. Book of the Dead. Greater Demonic Summoning duration decreased from 75 to 65 seconds. Demonic Warrior health decreased from 800 to 1600. Damage type changed from default to Runty. 25% less damage against heroes. Demonic Archer health decreased from 1800 to 1300. Big health nerf. Archer damage type changed from default to Piercing, doing 50% more attack damage against non-hero units, but also deal 50% less damage to heroes and heavy units, which is building and siege. Creeps. Dormant Curio causes the duration to go from 65 seconds to 84.5 seconds. Oh. Okay. Divine Regalia. Exalted, increase outgoing damage by 20% if the warriors kill the items permanently, loses the current enchantment, and turns into a Disgraced Regalia. Enchantments retained with Techie Spoon's Dash Facet are unaffected with the exception of the last obtained Tier 5 enchantment. Unleashed enchantment from Dormant Curio artifact is lost as well. And then increases damage multiplier from 20 to 26% for Dormant Curio. Disgraced Regalia, new Tier 5 neutral. Passive Fallen has nothing to provide to one who dared to die. Appears only to heroes that died with Divine Regalia artifact. Since the 4th slot is taken by your current artifact when recrafting items, it is possible to recraft Disgraced Regalia with working Tier 5 enchantment. The usual Divine Regalia can still reappear among the other 3 choices. Silly. Fallen Sky. Dormant Curio increases Fallen Sky's damage over time from 60 to 78, building impact damage from 75 to 97.5, and on-building impact damage from 150 to 195. Okay. Helm of the Undying. Returning as a Tier 5 neutral. Passive Death Delay. Survive for an extra 5 seconds after receiving a killing blow. Enemy heroes dying within 1200 units extend this effect by 5 seconds. Cooldown 50 seconds. Procs before Wraith King's innate Vampiric Spirit ability, but after his reincarnation ability or Aegis of the Immortal. Dormant Curio increases base duration from 5 to 6.5 seconds. Minotaur, an extra 0.6 seconds with Dormant Curio. Spider Legs, an extra 6% movement speed with Dormant Curio. Dormant Stygian Deso, an extra 3.9 armor reduction with Dormant Curio. Unrelenting Eye, an extra base slow resistance from 120 to 130%. Oh, they changed the icon too. Or at least, yeah, they changed the icon. Did they buff it to give status resistance too? Because it gives status resistance for every enemy hero within 600 units. That's a lot, actually. Jesus. Actually, no, I'm going to show this because people will not believe me if I don't. Okay, so here's the new icon. So it's turned slightly. Increases status resistance by 10% for every enemy hero within 600. I'm pretty sure it didn't have that before, but maybe it got added in at some random point. Like maybe in a mini patch. I'm not sure. Let's find out. Uh, 7.38b. So back in March. So of course I didn't see that. And then the search radius got doubled to 600 because, yeah. Okay. At least I know then. I wonder if that means you can, hang on. I wonder if that means you still get slow resistance. So I need this. Okay, maybe refresh this. Hang on. It didn't modify the tooltip, so I'm not sure if it works properly with demo.
I'll be the catalyst.
So we need neutral, dormant, curio. Okay.
Prepare for battle.
Probably doesn't work with this system. No, it don't. Okay. So I don't have... Oh, it's a flat status resist bonus. He's got 50% with 5. That's amazing. That's actually really good. Jesus. Yep, I went too far. Alright. Enchantment changes. Alert. Attack speed bonus decrease. Now additionally provides 100 attack range, melee range at tier 4. That's okay. Brawny. Health bonus decreased from 125 to 245 to 110 to 230, but now it presently provides 25% slow resistance at tier 4. Mystical. Magic resistance bonus decreased from 0 to 18% to 0 to 16%. Now additionally provides 100 cast range at tier 4. Quicken now additionally provides 15% evasion at tier 4. Tough. Damage bonus decreased from 7 to 17 to 7 to 16. Armor bonus decreased from 0 to 10 to 0 to 8. Now additionally provides 40% knockback resistance at tier 4. Decreases the distance pushed by forced movement effects from enemies by 40%. Okay. Interesting. Vampiric now additionally provides 200 bonus night vision at tier 4. Crude no longer provides 20 to 30% slow resistance, now provides 20 to 30% health restoration. Okay. Wise now also provides plus 15% max mana. Alright, we finally got the heroes, and I have an hour. Let's see how this goes. Abaddon removed Mephitic Shroud facet, which was his interesting bubble shield. Malignant Mist, new. Mist Coil now also deals 40 to 100% attack damage and applies effects from items and abilities. Self-damage when cast on an enemy is increased from 40 to 70%. Self-damage is not affected by attack damage. This is exactly how it was with the previous Og Shard effect. Withering Mist, instead of healing, reducing blah blah blah, now reduces health restoration by 35%. Mist Coil no longer upgraded with Og Shard. A Phothic Shield, now upgraded with Og Shard, deals 75% of absorbed damage to nearby enemies. So basically, this got turned into his Shard, and his Shard became his new facet. Simple enough, moving on. Alchemist Dividends. Grievel's Greed, GPM per Og Scepter decreased from 75 to 70, got a little nerf. Corrosive Weaponry. Max stacks decreased from 10 to 16 to 7 to 16. Alright. Movement slow per stack increased from 1.5 to 3% to 2 to 3.5%. Base attack damage reduction per stack increased from 1.5 to 3% to 2 to 3.5%. That's a lot, actually. I could also do 7 times 8, 56%. Move slow and attack damage reduction at max now, I think. It's not bad. Ancient Apparition. Got a little buff, and then his facet got nerfed. Ancient Apparition. Ice Vortex cast range decreased from 1500 to 1200. Radius decreased from 300 to 275. Ice Blast. Og Shard. Cold Feet stun duration increased from 60% to... decreased from 60% to 50%. Level 20. Ice Blast. Frostbitten duration decreased from 5 to 4 seconds. Get nerfed. Goodbye. Moving on. Anti-Mage. Level 15. Persecutor min-max movement slow increased from 5, 15% to 7.5, 15%. Okay, got a buff. Level 20, Mana Void stun increased from 0.7 to 0.8 seconds. Buffed. Arc Warden, Ruined Replica. Tempest Double, level 1 now grants Arcane Rune instead of Invisibility Rune. All other levels are unchanged. That's just a buff, honestly. Level 20, Magnetic Field cooldown reduction decreased from 7 to 5 seconds. Level 20 Spark Wraith damage increased from 40 to 50%. Spark Wraith activation delay reduction increased from 1 to 1.1 seconds. So, effective buff, because who cares about Invis Rune, honestly. Nerf, and then 2 buffs to, like, spell Wraith, Arc Warden. Axe. Call out Berserker's Call armor. Bonus armor increased from 5 to 6. Total value increased from 17 to 20 to 18 to 21. Battle Hunger move slow increased from 15 to 30% to 18 to 30%. Talents level 20 counter helix damage increased from 25 to 30. Buffed. Bane and Feeble cooldown decreased from 28 to 7 to 22 to 7. Buffed. Bat Rider base movement speed decreased from 320 to 330. Okay, there's a lot here. Flaming, let's just do the simple stuff. Flaming Lasso, no longer upgraded with Og Shard. Easy. Go over here. Stoked. Reworked. Firefly also sets Bat Rider on fire. He's burning away 2% of his max health per second, but also gains increasingly bigger bonuses to movement speed and spell amp over the duration. Max movement speed bonus 25 to 40%, max spell amp 20%. Max bonus values are reached at the end of Firefly's duration and don't linger after. Bonuses increase and self-burn damage are applied every 0.1 second. Self-burn damage does not increase over time. Self-burn damage is magical and non-lethal. That's kind of garbage, I think, because you get the max at the end, and it doesn't linger. I don't know if that's good. I'm not a Bat Rider player.
I rode mine here.
I mean, it gives him spell amp. How long does it last? 15 seconds? How do you increase Firefly? Duration talent. Oh, it actually gives him movement speed. I thought it gave movement speed, but it don't. Okay, so it's not as bad as I thought. The max health hurts, though. So this actually does give movement speed now, and it's probably fine. This is probably actually really good anyway, just for the move speed bonus, because 40% is a lot. I changed my mind. It's probably not bad. The max health damage sucks, but this helps for what Bat Rider is. Arsonist increases the max level of Sticky Napalm to 5. Number of times +2 all attributes can be skill decreased from 7 to 6. Sticky Napalm at level 5 makes Bat Rider attacks apply 1 stack of Sticky Napalm. Huh. What is here? Sticky Napalm applies 2 stacks on cast. Stack limit increased from 10 to 20. Okay, so this is the same. All per stack values are halved. Application damage neither halved nor doubled. What is the application damage? It's 5 to 20. And it's currently bugged in the game. Okay. Alright. Damage per stack decreased from 5 to 20 to 2.5 to 10. Movement slow per stack decreased from 1.5 to 6% to 0.75 to 3%. Turn rate slow per stack decreased from 10 to 70% to 5 to 35%. Og Shard upgrade reworked. Removes the 20 stack limit and allows Sticky Napalm to deal 35% of its damage to buildings. Okay, so this is fine. These two are fine. I'm pretty sure this has just gone and got gutted in half fully. Which, it was toxic, the 70%, so I kind of get why. It also lets this be balanced, because him applying napalm was a little funky, but it was a neat idea. Removing the stack limit is obscene. Especially with this. He now just does more scaling damage every single time he hits buildings. Alright. I talked about Lasso. Level 25 Sticky Napalm stacks applied by Flame Break increased from 2 to 4. And level 25 Sticky Napalm damage decreased from 20 to 10. That's because of this. I think he's more interesting now. The movement speed nerf sucks. But at least you have this. And if you want to do a right-clicking Bat Rider, you have this. So there you go. More just initiation and getting someone killed. And this is for right-clicking, kill them all Bat Rider. Beastmaster, base agility decreased from 22 to 19. Damage at level 1 decreased by 1. From 53 to 57 to 52 to 56. There are... I'm only going to say this line if it's a universal hero. Just so you guys know. Drums of Slum. Stacks granted upon using Primal Roar decreased from 10 to 20 to 10. Ow. Level 15. Inner Beast attack speed talent increased from 10 to 15. Wow, exciting. Bloodseeker removed Blood Rush facet. That was... which one? I can see it in the game.
blood.
Oh, this is the one where you can activate Thirst to get a big move speed buff. Okay. Old Blood, new facet. Blood Rage replaces 15 to 30% spell amp with 10 to 25% base damage amp. The ability now also silences the target and can be cast on enemies. Decreases cast range from 800 to 400. Increases mana cost from 0 to 60. Level 20 talent that reduces Blood Rage's max health damage. Doesn't affect enemy casts. Oh, that's great. I love this text. Doesn't something enemy casts. Aghanim Scepter upgrade also affects only Bloodseeker. Doesn't provide bonus damage to enemies. Level 10, 50% Blood Rage spell amp replaced with 15% Blood Rage base damage amp. Okay. Level 10, Blood Rage attack speed replaced with 175 health. That kind of sucks. This one is definitely interesting. Kind of just in case you want that, basically. Because upping base damage is rare but strong. So I can see that. Not bad. Bounty Hunter, Friendly Shadow, Allied Fate time decreased from 1 to 0.5 seconds. That's a big buff. Level 10, damage tally increased from 20 to 25. Buffed. Brewmaster, didn't get anything for the stats, so that's fine. Thunderclap, cast point improved from 0.4 to 0.35. Cooldown rescaled from 16 to 13 to 18 to 12. Damage increased from 75 to 320 to 300 to 80 to 320. I can read. Cinderbrew cooldown decreased from 22 to 13 to 19 to 13. Primal Split Earth Brewling's attack damage increased by 5 to 15. From 15 to 25, 75, 85 to 20 to 30, 90 to 100. Okay. Earth Brewling's demolish bonus building damage. I can read. Decreased from 80 to 200 to 50 to 150. Kind of fair. Storm Brewling Cyclone now deals 75 damage when the target unit lands, just like Yule's. Storm Brewling's Windwalk bonus movement speed increased from 20 to 40 to 25 to 45%. Fire Brewling's permanent immolation radius increased from 200 to 250. Okay. This one getting nerfed, I think, is fair. At least it's better on heroes or against non-buildings. Level 20 attack speed talent increased from 100 to 110. Okay, so general buffs, basically. Next. Bristleback Seeing Red Warpath Vision Cone increased from 90 to 110 degrees. Very nice. Viscous Nasal Goo base armor loss decreased from 2 to 3 to 1.5 to 3. Just having scaling now, that's fine. Base movement slow decreased from 15% to 10%. Okay, this is fine, honestly. Cool Spray added an auto cast. Right click the ability to make Bristleback automatically cast it whenever it's possible. I think this is silly, but you're doing this anyway. Generally, so it's like... this just makes sense. This is just how Bristleback works, and you're gonna want to do this anyway, because to a minor extent, Quill Spray isn't really for damage at this point, it's for Warpath stacks. And it's just like normal Bristleback gameplay is mashing the 2 button, so you can cast it when available. I get why they did it. Broodmother! Spider's Milk buff is no longer dispellable. Great. Why? Level 10 Spider's Milk hero health is heal increased from 0.5% to 1.5%. That is a huge buff. Level 15 minus 5 second spin wave charge restore time replaced with plus 12 incapacitating bite attack bonus. And then the incapacitating bite at 20 is now minus 6 second spin web charge restore time. So buffed, basically. Centaur Warrunner Counter Strike. Double Edge now also counts non-hero damage taken from enemies. That's so nice.
Long shall my name be remembered.
Increased by 30%. Damage took in the last 6 seconds from enemies up to a total of 100% bonus double edge damage. Honestly, this is fine. This is a good change. Double edge cast range increased from 150 to 175. Good. Because this is the new melee attack range anyway. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. Chaos Knight Cloven Chaos. Chaos Bolt bonus range increased from 60% of cast range to 70%. Chaos Bolt max damage increased from 150 to 390 to 155 to 410. Okay, little buff. Chen. Oh, you got a lot of words. Chen, base damage increased by 2. And because he got base damage, this went up by 2. There you go. That's why I'm not reading it every single time. Holy Persuasion, bonus damage increased from 2 to 15 to 4 to 16. Existing units now receive the benefits of Chen leveling up or improving Holy Persuasion, normal ability points, or talents immediately, but creeps maintain their percentage of health. That's fine, no longer upgraded with Scepter. Why? Divine Favor, now Chen's teleporting units also receive the buff when its ability is cast on Chen himself. What the F does that even mean? I don't play Chen.
Obelisk infuses me.
Shut up, Chen. Can be cast on allies to provide them with bonus armor, increasing the healing and health regeneration they receive. Oh. If cast on Chen, all units controlled by Chen receive the buff and will be teleported to him, taking damage from enemy heroes, or their units will cancel the teleport. Okay. That's what it means. That's actually really nice. Hand of God, now upgraded with Og Scepter. Reduces cooldown by 40 seconds. Hand of God becomes a channeled spell. After the initial heal, Chen can keep channeling the ability for up to 6 seconds to grant debuff immunity with 60% magic resistance to all units within 800 radius with the exception of himself. This effect also triples the Hand of God's heal over time for all units within the debuff immunity radius. Channel radius increased with AoE bonus. That is insane. I will look at that in a second. No, but seriously, this is just an AoE BKB for all your allies. That's psychotic. If you can BKB before you can cast this, that's insane. That's all I'm going to say. Level 15 Talent Holy Persuasion damage increased from 12 to 14. Level 20 Talent Holy Persuasion minimum health increased from 1200 to 1300. Level 20 minus 30 second Hand of God cooldown replaced with plus 20% Divine Favor heal amp. Okay, I gotta sneeze. Alright, let's look at this Oggs. I'm curious on how this looks. I forgot he has so many facets because of how he works as a hero. Alright, let me see it.
For Obelisk, the one god. Hallowed ground.
Sven, you have a stun. Doesn't matter.
Whom he loveth best.
I screwed up.
So begins the persecution.
There we go. Enemy.
Of faith. I rejoice.
Okay, so we are going to Hand of God. We're going to give myself a free spell. We're going to put myself to level 6. Okay, this is the normal interaction. So, Sven, he's got a stun. He stuns. She's stunned. Okay. And I screwed that up slightly. That's actually huge. And he's like, shut the F up.
So be it.
Oh, it does linger. Okay. That's still really good. Now, the real question, can I BKB before this? And keep the BKB? Yes. Okay. Yeah, there's Sven. Run away. And it lasts 6 seconds. Up to 6 seconds. Perfect. BKB Oggs Blink Chen is the new meta. Oh my god. That's silly. It's a really strong one. This is in games to some extent. Something like this was in Warcraft 3 with Witch Doctor's ult, which was Voodoo Switcheroo? No, that's the... Hang on. It wasn't Voodoo Switcheroo. I think it was the Voodoo Shuffle. I might be getting all my things wrong. Wrong unit. Completely wrong unit. Shaman. Troll Shaman. I hate myself. What the F is this? Shadow Hunter. I'm stupid. Oh, it's Big Bad Voodoo. Okay, that's what it was. I'm just an idiot. We knew this already. Clink's Burning Army cooldown decreased from 80 to 70 seconds. I'm almost halfway through, but I only have half an hour. And level 15 attack range decreased from 75 to 60. Slight buff or buff and nerf. Clockwork. What the F is chainmail? Armor power. Clockwork gains an ability to self-cast chainmail item to consume it. Excuse me? Each consumed chainmail provides him with +4 armor. Number of stacks is limited. Level 20 plus 75 rocket flare damage replaced with plus 70 power cogs mana burn. Okay. What?
I'm more than a bit tightly wound.
Where is it? Why am I stupid? I'm pretty sure he gets bigger too. Clockwork's got mail. I hate that I have to target myself. He does get bigger. He has 180 armor. Very strong boy. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. The fact it makes him bigger. Oh man, give me a second. Alright. It's dumb. It's funny, but it's dumb. I don't even know if it's all that good. In all honesty, it's just funny and stupid. Crystal Main and Arcane Overflow. Arcane Aura, allied mana restoration decreased from 25 to 15%. Now also restores a portion of mana to Crystal Maiden herself. Activation no longer interrupts movement. Okay. Darkseer, agility gain decreased from 1.8 to 1.5. Normal punch cooldown increased from 9 to 10 seconds. Nerfed. And CM got a buff outside of a nerf. But this is more important. So buffed. Dark Willow, Pixie Dust, bonus health and mana regen increased from 100 to 150%. Why? Shadow Realm, cooldown decreased from 20 to 16 to 21 to 15 seconds. Why? Why'd you get buffed? Hate you. Dawnbreaker. Base damage decreased by 5. Why? Star Surge. Starbreaker now will grant the attack speed buff even if Starbreaker was interrupted. Good. Break of Dawn ability reworked. Can't be leveled up. Honestly, I get why, because it would just show the whole map. It was very stupid. Whenever the sun comes out, Dawnbreaker gains 25% bonus base damage and 20% bonus vision that decreases throughout the course of the day, down to 0% at night. I guess this is why... but still. Starbreaker, Ogshar now, upgrade now also destroys trees in front of Dawnbreaker. Sure. Actually, not bad if they have a Monkey King. Dazzle, Shallow Grave cast range rescaled from 700 to 1000 to 900. Flat. Duration increased from 3.5 to 5 to 4 to 5.5. Heal amplification for 10% missing increased from 2 to 8 to 3 to 9%. Alright. So, tiny nerf, but overall buffed. Death Prophet. Crypt Swarm damage increased from 85 to 325 to 100 to 325. That's a really nice level 1 buff. Silence. Projectile speed increased from 1200 to 1400. That's a buff. Level 15 talent. Silence AoE increased from 75 to 100. Death Prophet got buffed. Moving on. Disruptor. Thunderstorm. Thunderstrike now also increases slow duration from 0.4 to 0.8 seconds. Kinetic Fence. Fixed an error that displayed incorrect wall length in tooltips and descriptions. It used to show kinetic field's 350 radius, but the actual length is 1200. Transference. Increases the max level of electromagnetic repulsion to 4, improves with static storm. Repulsion can be activated targeting allied heroes or self-manual cast. Deals damage equal to 10% of Disruptor's current health and sets ability on a 26 to 8 second cooldown. Cast range 600, mana cost 50. The
Stormcaster comes.
So it gets assigned to your button there.
Come now.
Oh, you can't target yourself.
That claims the right.
Yeah, I get whacked.
Rolling thunder.
The current health damage is kind of like fine. It's not really going to do much. It's not bad, but I don't think it's going to be broken. But then again, I don't know. Thunder Strike, Ogshard, dormant duration decreased from 5 to 4 seconds. Level 15 plus 1.5 second static storm duration replaced with plus 60 static storm max DPS. That's really good. Yeah, it's smaller duration, but it's really good, I think, in comparison. Level 20.6 second Thunder Strike slow duration replaced with plus 150 electromagnetic repulsion radius knockback. I mean, honestly, this is probably fine if your carry's a ranged hero, like, say, Drow. It would probably help. Level 20 talent kinetic field duration decreased from 2 to 1.5 seconds. Okay, I would say tweaked. Doom, Devil's Bargain. Item sell back percentage decreased from 90 to 85%. I don't care, this thing has always been a mess. Doom, mana cost decreased from 150 to 300 to 150 to 250. Og Scepter radius increased from 300 to 350. Okay, Dragon Knight, Frost Dragon, Worm's Wrath. Instead of reducing healing, blah blah blah, now reduces health duration by the same numbers. There we go. Drow Ranger, Frost Arrows. We have read this I don't know how many times. It's the same numbers. Glacier, on-cast knockback distance increased from 175 to 225. Buffed. Earthshaker, removes Spirit Cairn ability. Ouch. Tectonic Buildup, Aftershock, radius increased, rescaled from plus 50 every 10 hero levels to plus 40 with every level of Echo Slam. It's less, but it also is available far earlier, like every 6 instead of every 10. And it just makes more sense. So I'm actually okay with this. Resonating Ridge. Fissure, enemy heroes stunned by Fissure emit an echo to each nearby unit within a 400 radius, dealing 60% of Echo Slam's current echo damage. It's equal to 50 to 66 damage plus 30 with level 20 talent. I need to know if this works with the Shard.
Yes, I return to the grasslands. My home. Run if you can, by the outcast blade. Feel my blade. Covering ground.
Okay. Now this dictates Aftershock, but as stated, I'm just curious. Oh, duh. I needed to get that. It's stupid. Okay, it doesn't actually work with it, so that's not as interesting. Man. Slugger, now an innate ability. Hooray! Almost no values were changed, still improves with Echo Slam. Oh, Spirit Cairn was his innate. Oh, I thought he lost a facet, which technically he did, but not really. Damage, creep depth decreased from 40 to 100 to 30 to 75. That's fine because it's now built in, and this is really funny, so I'm fine with it. Aftershock radius decreased from 350 to 300. Ow. Well, this one's meta now. Echo Slam damage decreased from 90 to 130 to 90 to 110. Okay, little nerfs, but built-in Slugger I think is really good. This one is just really nice. And this one ain't bad, but I don't think it's super good. Both of them are, like, benefits from level 1. I mean, from level 6. I think you just go for Aftershock. I mean, for the tectonic buildup. Resonating Ridge is okay, but... This is probably better for farming than I'm making it seem. But even then, I don't think so, because you have Slugger built in. So I'm not sure. Elder Titan Deconstruction. Natural Order. Armor reduction per second decreased from 1 to 0.8. Magic resistance reduction per second decreased from 1 to 0.8. Astral Spirit no longer automatically rejoins Elder Titan on collision with him. Now requires the duration to run out or the return ability to be cast. That is actively fair. Honestly. Because then you can, like, do stuff with it. Ember Spirit, like, say, cast it and then, like, run away from it while it, like, gives you buffs or something. You know, I can see the reasoning with this. Ember Spirit Chain Gain. Searing Chain's number of bonus units increased from 1 to 2. Unit count increased from 3 to 4. This is just buffed and it's silly. Enchantress. Spellbound. Enchant attack range bonus increased from 60 to 240 to 100 to 250. Impetus mana cost rescaled from 50 to 40 to 55. Okay. Buffed with a small mana nerf. But it barely matters, it's Enchantress. Enigma, Demonic Summoning, Eidolon damage rescaled from 20 to 47 to 16 to 49. Lost 4 damage, but got 2 more. Void, level 10 Time Dilation DPS per cooldown increased from 7 to 9. Level 15 Time Lock damage increased from 30 to 35. Level 20 Time Lock cooldown reduction increased from 1 to 1.25. Level 20 attack speed during Chronosphere time zone increased from 80 to 100. Buffed. Moving on. Grimstroke Fine Art reworked. Grimstroke launches a mirrored curve stroke from his free hand. Each enemy can take damage only from 1 stroke, but still contributes to bonus damage accumulation for both. Stroke of Fate, point vector target behavior previously exclusive to Fine Art Facet is now enabled by default. Oh. Okay, 20 to 50 bonus damage per unit replaced with separate values for heroes and creeps. 20 to 80 for hero and 10 to 40 per creep. Illusion count as creep. Soulbind, if the debuff ends on the primary target early due to status resistance, it will also be destroyed on the secondary target. Previously, the secondary target would still be leashed. That's stupid. I get why that got changed. Okay, I want to see Grim really quickly. So, he has it built in now. And you can see it. Silly. So now I get the other facet.
Cannot be.
Chill out. Oh! Oh, it's silly. I'm very sneezy today, Jesus.
Always so.
That's cool. Silly, but it's cool. Neat. It does also contribute to bonus damage, so you can do some funny stuff with it. I like it. I feel like the other one is better, though. Inksfoil can be manually detonated early. Probably. They're both debatable. Gyrocopter. What in the hoodnanny? I got my armor reduced by 1. Boo! Afterburner, Rocket Barrage, move speed duration increased from 4 to 4.5 seconds. Nerf of sorts, tiny buff. Tweaked. Hoodwink, Go Nuts, Scurry no longer increases buff duration to 3.5 to 5 seconds. Get destroyed, little rat. Acorn Shot, mana cost decreased from 80 to 100 to 70 to 100. Okay, buff. Scurry, buff duration increased from 2 to 3.5 to 3.5 to 5. Ah. It just got built in. Alright. I have 22 minutes. I feel like I can get there, but then never mind. Huskar, Inner Fire, Ogshard, move slow, increased from 40 to 50%. Okay, buffed. Moving on. Invoker, base damage increased by 4. Intelligence gain decreased from 4.7 to 4. I think Pugna is now the smartest hero in the game. Scepter no longer grants +2 levels to Facet Centered Orb with +1 to others, now grants +1, only +1 level to all orbs. Additional orb level is moved to the new level 15 talent. Oh! Wait, what? Oh. Cool. Oh, it's only for the facet. Oh. That's silly. Remove basic facet exclusive upgrades, cold snap health and mana restoration for Skull of Norix, alacrity bonus range, and chaos meteors increase size and travel distance. Wow. School. Quas no longer gains the second additional level from Scepter, Wex, and Exhort. Okay. Already read that, and already read that. Next. Ice Wall. Og Shard upgrade moves to Og Scepter and reworked. Oghanim Scepter makes the skill vector targeted to create a moving ice flow instead of ice wall. After 1.3 seconds delay, the ice flow forms from the center of the targeted area, creating 150 width ice flow in its wake. Enemies that stay in for longer than 2.5 seconds freeze, becoming rooted for 1.5 plus time based on Quas seconds, and take an instance of Quas-based magical damage. Og Scepter cast range is 600. Ice Flow can freeze the same unit multiple times. If they leave the Ice Flow and enter it again, staying in the flow would prevent the unit from being rooted again. Ghost Walk, no longer upgraded with Og Scepter, now upgraded with Og Shard, increases slow radius by 150 and applies Ice Wall's damage per second to all affected enemies. Huh. I need to see this, and you know, it works because the other ones aren't really visible. Mind of Tornaris, Tornado, Og Scepter Twister, spawn interval increased from 300 to 400. Og Scepter Twister, damage per second rescaled from 120 to 50 plus 10 times Wex. Oh, the damage numbers are here. Good. I hate that. 1.6 to 2.5 second duration and 100 to 325 damage. That's what that is. So it goes from 120 to 60 to 150. So it's better the more Wex. Og Scepter Twister duration changed from 4 to 3 plus time based on Quas, so 3.2 to 5 seconds. Okay. Agent of Galaron, Exhort no longer... I read that. Sunstrike, Og Scepter Cataclysm cooldown increased from 75 to 90 seconds. Get destroyed. Wex now also grants 1 to 10 attack speed per instance. Exhort, attack damage per instance increased from 1 to 19 to 2 to 20. At least it's not 1 effing damage anymore, so his level 1 has gotten a lot better. Okay. So he got 4 plus a potential 6, so he got hypothetical 10 damage. So that's not bad. Cold Snap freeze damage increased by 20. From 8 to 80 to 28 to 100. That is a really good just buff to the level 1. Sunstrike damage decreased from 150 plus 50 time Exhort to 120 plus 50, so it just lost 25. Simple enough. Forge Spirit duration rescaled from 10 to 100 to 24 to 78. Okay. Ice Wall. The damage per second interval is now based on an individual unit gaining the debuff rather than on an interval for the entire wall. As a result, the first damage instance is now applied instantly. Damage interval improved from 1 to 0.5 seconds. Damage per second rescaled from 8 times Exhort to 25 plus Exhort times 5. From 8 to 80 to 30 to 75. So they're weaker later, but they're far better just with 1 or 2 points. Wall Width now supports AoE bonuses again. Okay. Level 15, Sunstrike cooldown replaced with... Yeah, I read that. Level 10, Alacrity, damage speed increased from 30 to 35. I want to see the Ice Wall Scepter. Invoker. There you are. How do I cast this stupid thing again? 113. Okay, so this is it normally. That is not helpful. There we go. Oh, it's vector target. That's why. Okay. Alright. Get destroyed by my skills. Damn, they're dead. Run away! And they all die. Kill them, child! Where you at? Excellent. Alright. I'm not going to be able to finish this. God. Pain. Io! Remove Signet Seer innate ability. Wellspring. Actually, wait, I forgot. This is neat. because at least it's vector target. It does have a delay, but theoretically, you're probably going to get a Yule Scepter, or you're just going to Tornado and then Ice Wall, which is what you do normally. This is really strong too, especially because the Ice Wall damage got buffed to such an extent. Now you just have a casual 75 damage Radiance going on all the time. It's silly. But yeah, I would say buffed, generally speaking. Io. Sightseer innate gone. Wellspring. New innate ability. Can't be leveled up. Consumable items and item abilities that restore health and mana over time affect Io twice as fast. Total amount of health restored or mana remains the restored health or mana remains the same. This applies to Healing Salve, Tango, Clarity, Bottle, Urn of Shadow, Spirit Vessel, Polywalk Charm, and Mana Drought. Example, usually Clarity restores 150 mana over 25, but for Io it will restore 150 over 12.5, which is pretty fast, honestly. Spirit's Aug Scepter move slow increased from 15 to 25%. Okay. Relocate cooldown decreased from 100 to 80 seconds to 90 to 70 seconds, so I would say buffed. Losing this kind of sucks, but this is far more designed with the hero. By a lot. A lot. This just makes more sense with how he functions. The faster bottle means that core IO could come back. Jakiro, Liquid Frost bonus damage rescaled from 12 to 30 to 8 to 32. Okay. Macropyre, Linger duration decreased from 2 to 1 second. Aug Scepter no longer increases flame width by 70. Alright. Juggernaut, Blade Fury. Damage tick interval is no longer based on Juggernaut's attack speed and has been changed to 5 ticks per second. Damage rescaled from 40 to 55 a tick to 80 to 170 per tick per second. I get why this got reverted back to what it was. Because it was just really garbage when you were level 1. It was like one of the worst spells in the game. Early. So I get why. Level 20 Blade Fury cooldown replaced with plus 90 Blade Fury DPS. Okay. Overall, I get why this got changed, and losing this kind of sucks, but honestly, it's fine. Kotl, Recall. Chakra Magic is now applied only to the teleport target. Movement speed buff is still applied to both Keeper of the Light and the target. That sucks. That's a nerf. Kez. Oh, for God's sakes. Base health regen increased from 1 to 1.5. Base attack speed increased from 100 to 110. Shadowhawk Facet. No longer grants cooldown reduction. Invis bonus crit decreased from 40 to 100 to 30 to 75%. Raven's Veil now also increases buff duration from 7 to 9 to 8 to 10. Switch Discipline. Katana no longer increases damage by 12%. Now increases damage gained from agility by 20%. Okay. Slight nerf. Little gutting there. Echo Slash cooldown rescaled from 20 to 14 to 21 to 12. Bonus hero damage decreased from 20 to 85 to 20 to 80. Grappling Caught no longer has lifesteal. Mana cost decreased from 50 to 40. Cooldown decreased from 16 to 7 to 13 to 7. Cast range decreased from 700 to 1000 to 650 to 950. Move slow rescaled from 80 to 70 to 100%. Slow now lasts a fixed 0.7 to 1 seconds instead of Kez's travel time. That's fair. That was silly. Kazurai Katana no longer applies health regen reduction. Damage per second rescaled from 6 to 9 to 5 to 11%. Okay, probably just because of this. Duration rescaled from 5 to 8 to 7 seconds. Total damage with duration increased from 30 to 72% to 35 to 77%. Now has a reworked active component as the default part of the ability. Oh, like the shard. Kez impales the target, landing an attack on it and setting its move speed and turn rate to 0 for 0.6 seconds. The target also takes 50% of current Kazurai Katana bleed stacks as burst damage. Cast range 200, mana cost 50, cooldown 20 to 5 seconds. This attack can proc attack modifier similarly to regular attacks. The stacks that would be created by the Impaler not added to the burst damage are added after the effect ends as the usual bleed stack. Previous version did include them in the burst. Oh. I'm talking with Friendo about stuff. Alright, reworked Arc Shard upgrade. Adds 100% lifesteal off the attack damage dealt on impalement. If the impalement was made from behind in a 105-degree cone, the slow is replaced with a stun, and the number of bleed stacks is increased from 50 to 100%. Huh. Okay. Raptor Dance. 1 second channeling was replaced with a 1 second cast time. Still cannot be cancelled by J.A.S. Means it won't go on cooldown if the cast is interrupted, and it's affected by cast speed bonuses, i.e. Yasha and Kaya. That's good. Strikes count was increased from 2 to 4 to just flat 4. Base damage rescaled from 75 to 30 to 90. Total damage rescaled from 150 300 to 120 360. Max health as damage decreased from 4 to 3%. Total max health damage rescaled from 8 to 16 to flat 12. Lifesteal against solutions now has 80% penalty, similarly to like creep lifesteal penalty. That's fine. Falcon Rush now also provides 15 to 60% slow resistance during the buff. That makes sense. Secondary attacks damage decreased from 100 to 45 to 75%. Rush range is no longer increased by AoE bonuses. I never knew it was. Cooldown rescaled from 20 to 14 to 21 to 12 seconds. Talon Toss no longer has an AoE effect, proccing only on target. Now inflicts an attack with True Strike and fixed damage instead of simply dealing physical damage. This means it can proc and apply attack modifiers, but it also doesn't affect attack immune units, i.e. Ethereal. Damage rescaled from 75 to 225 to 60 to 240. Silence duration increased from 1.75 to 2.5 to 2 to 2.75 seconds. Cooldown decreased from 16 to 7 to 13 to 7. Oh, fixed. It doesn't get reduced? Yeah, a second. J.A.S. Bird.
The archives of time are lost with me.
Oh, shut up.
Breaks out.
Aye. Good idea.
So it's still affected by, you can't see it. I'm sorry. Let me just...
Check it out.
So it does... It says base 60, but it went to 50, so it does get affected still by reductions. Oh, inflicts an attack with True Strike. Oh, okay. With fixed damage. So, it's basically PA's daggers, but it doesn't scale off of base damage, basically. Alright, I get it now. I was stupid. Shoto's Sai. Chance to mark increased from 17 to 18%. Mark no longer provides True Strike. No longer grants bonus stun or critical strike from marks generated by parrying an enemy hero. As a result, there is no longer a visually distinct mark for being parried. Level 10, plus 1.5 mana regen replaced with plus 50 Raptor Dance radius. Level 15, Raven's Veil mark applies parry bonus replaced with plus 1 Raptor Dance strike. Level 20, plus 50% Falcon Rush evasion replaced with add 50% of attack damage to Talon Toss, always uses attack value of Psi Discipline. And level 20, Kazurai Katana damage per second decreased from 5 to 4%. Always uses Psi Discipline. Oh, okay, so it doesn't get the bonus damage applied by Katana. Alright, that's what that means. Alright. I do not play J.A.S. at all. I feel like he got worse because he doesn't have, like, consistent lifesteal. This is a nerf. This is an improvement. No longer getting true. I'd say nerfed. Actually. Sorry. Alright, Kunkka. Grog Blossom. X marks the spot upon return. Now always applies Ghost Ship's Admiral Rum buff to Kunkka himself. Buffed, basically. Legion Commander. Outfight them. Now levels up with Duel. Instead of increasing all of this, now gains 30 to 60% health restoration based on Duel. Now applies when attacking enemy heroes that are equal or higher level than you instead of only higher level enemy heroes. Good, because at a point it would just not work anymore. Lesh, Chronoptic Nourishment. No longer improves with Pulse Novice level. Damage is mana restore rescaled from 14 to 35% to 25%. Buffed. Sort of. The other one is just really good though, honestly. I thought it was stupid at first, but it's like, it doesn't matter how slow you push when the entire enemy team is dead. So, yeah. Split Earth, Og Shard, additional cast decreased from 3 to 2. Kind of got nerfed a little bit. Lich, remove Frostbound Facet, which was the bouncing one, I think. This will be the last one I do for today. Yes, it's the bounce. He lost the bounce. Evil Eye, new facet. Sinister Gaze applies an Evil Eye debuff that will deal additional 10 to 25 damage every time Lich deals magic damage to the target and amplifies received movement slows by 50%. The Evil Eye debuff duration lingers up to 2 times the elapsed Sinister Gaze channel duration. Abilities and items that do not proc certain other abilities, Blood Grenade Radiance, do not trigger the additional magic damage. Ah, stupid. Sinister Gaze, mana drain per second increased from 15 to 20%. No longer has extended duration on creeps. Good. Chain Frost. Now the orb lingers for 2 seconds if there are no current targets to bounce to. The orb will bounce to a new target if one becomes available within the linger duration. Bounces can now damage and slow Roche. Previously only affected Roche if he was the cast target. Ice Spire. Hero hits to kill decreased from 5 to 4. Creep kills in turn decreased from 10 to 8. Alright, let's see this effect. Let me just... Okay, there's the visual. Okay, actually I need to do... Okay, get that removed. So normal slow would put him at 243, so the slow should be stronger. It does. Very good. Okay, at least that's not bugged. And then... Yep. Alright. That is it for today. I will finish up tomorrow. It sucks because I got really far. Maybe if I streamed yesterday it would have just been fine, but what can you do? In regards to Lich, buffed, basically, because his facet got built in entirely. This one is pretty interesting. Especially because this is the blow people up thing with Spire and Chain Frost type situation. Although I'm pretty sure it takes damage. I don't need you guys to see this.
Good enough.
Yeah, it does. Oh, I just realized. This got nerfed. Okay, so they made it more lethal, but they also nerfed it a little bit. Okay. That's not super awful. He got tweaked, basically. But that, as stated, is it for today. So, when I continue, I'll start back up with Lifestealer tomorrow. And, yeah. A lot of neat stuff in this patch. A lot of stupid stuff, too, but, you know, that's just how the patches go. So with all that said and done, I hope you all have a good rest of the day. I hope you all have a good rest of the night. I hope you all have a good rest of the whatever. I'm gonna go, and until next time, goodbye.